Hello everyone, I hope you're all doing well. This month's pattern is the honeycomb pattern, and it's a lot of cabling, but it's actually you only cable on 2 rows, and it's an 8-row repeat, so you've got 6 rows of just knitting and purling, so not hard, and it's super cool. This is one of my favorite cables. Yes, you will get a little bit of space in here, so when you're working on it, don't freak out if you get that. And another thing to remember is this whole thing is cabled, so it's bringing it in, okay? So look at last month. Look at how wide last month's square was compared to this cable block. This will block out, so don't fret about that, okay? Okay, let's go over the pattern. Let's see here. Okay, so strip 2, block 3. Let's see here. We've got our key, tells us what things are. We've got a 2x2 right cable and a 2x2 left cable. Now, I'm going to show you how to do these, but I want you to remember, try to remember, right is rear. So when you're doing a right cable, you're going to be holding your cable needle to the rear, and it's going to turn your, it's going to give you a right twist. Left is front, so you're going to hold those to the front, but I'll show you that, and let's just go over the pattern real quick. So you're going to begin your pattern, you're going to knit 2 rows, increasing 10 stitches evenly across the second row, equaling 62 stitches total. 6 stitches are used for the border, and 56 stitches are used in the honeycomb pattern. You're going to continue in the honeycomb pattern until the piece measures 12.5 inches from the beginning of the pattern. You're going to end on either a row 4 or a row 8 of the honeycomb pattern, okay? So that just takes a little planning. If you're like, okay, I have an inch left, and say you're getting 4 rows to the inch, you know that, say you're starting on row 5, and then you go 5, 6, 7, 8, ending on an 8, or say you're on row 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, then you'd be able to end on row 4. But it's important that you end on one of these rows, okay? And if that makes your blanket a tad bit longer or a tad bit shorter, not a big deal, okay? Then you're going to end by knit 2 rows and garter stitch, decrease 10 stitches evenly over the first row, bring it back down to 52 stitches. Let's look at this pattern. It is a multiple of 8 patterns, or 8 stitches. Row 1 is the right side. You're going to knit. Row 2, wrong side, purl. Row 3 is when you're going to do your first right cable, left cable. Repeat to the end. So you're just going to start off after your border stitches, right cable, left cable, all the way to the end. And then row 4, 5, and 6 are just knit, purl. And then row 8 is another row of, or row 7 is another row of cabling. Sorry about that. Okay, that's the pattern. It's not hard. So let's go over our cables. So where did I put my little cable here? Got some waste yarn. So let's start with the right cable. Right cable. You're going to take 2 stitches off your left needle, 1, 2, and you're going to hang them to the back of your work. So see how those are just hung right there? Then you're going to knit 2 stitches, and when I bring my yarn around, I'm bringing it this way, okay, so that I don't know if you can see this, so that it's just right here. That's how you do, that's where you keep your yarn. If you brought your yarn around the cable needle and then knit, it would not be good. It's not going to be right. So for a right cable, you hang it in the back. You make sure that your working yarn's in the back, but you bring it this way, okay, above your cable needle. And then you knit 2 off of your left needle, and then you're going to bring your cable needle up and you're going to knit 2 off of there. So a 2x2 cable generally involves 4 stitches, okay? And that means you're breaking it in half. You've got 2 on your cable needle, 2 on your working needle. It doesn't always mean that because there's many different kinds of cables, but usually it does. So check it out. There's my cable. It's going to the right. Okay, now let's do a 2x2 left cable. So I'm going to first take my 2 stitches off my left needle. I'm going to put them on my cable needle. I'm going to hold them to the front. Okay? Then I'm going to just knit these next 2 stitches off of my left needle. 1, 2. Then I'm going to pull up my needle, my cable needle, and I'm going to just knit off of there. Okay? Just knit straight off of there. This is on my YouTube channel too. It's just and it might not say 2x2. It might just say right cable, left cable, okay? But it's the gist of it. There's my left cable. See how that's moving to the left. Okay, we'll do one more set. So we're gonna go right cable, 1, 2, and we're gonna put it, I like these straight ones, or these dip ones with the dip because they hold the yarn. Hang it in the back. Take my working yarn, bring it just like that. See how it's like that? Knit 2 stitches. And then bring it back around and knit just directly off my cable needle, which is pretty nice. And that, my friends, is how you cable 2x2 right cable and a 2x2 left cable. Those are pretty much the only techniques you needed to learn for this beautiful pattern. I hope that you enjoy this month's square and see how I did a right. It goes to the right. So as you're going, one more thing, as you're going through your square, you're working along, maybe when you finish a row, before you move on to the next row, this can save you a lot of time, is say, okay, I'm on row 3, and row 3 is going to start with a right cable, right? Okay, so let me find this one. This would be right. So here's row 3, and I know row 3 goes, right, left. Okay, so here we go. Right, left, right, left, right, left. And so you can read your row and make sure that it's the right way on your cable row when you are done before you move on to your next row. And let's practice taking out a cable stitch for just 1 second. So we know that your cables involve 4 stitches, and we also know that they're twisted, okay? So here's 4 stitches right here. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pop them off my needle, okay, holding the base loosely. Then I'm gonna pull my yarn out of 1, 2, 3, 4 stitches. Okay, those are the 4 stitches that my cable was involved in. I'm going to let them lay them flat, and then holding the base of each one by one, go through and put them back on my needle. Okay, so here we go. Here's another 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to take these ones and I'm going to go hold it loosely, pull it 1, 2, 3, 4, loosely hold it. Hold each one by the base. 1, 2, get it all the way in there. 3, 4. And that is how you would work your way back to say if you made a mistake. Okay, I hope that you have a wonderful month and that you enjoy this square.